Why we love conspiracy theories. Some people believe the moon landing was faked. Others believe governments are hiding evidence of alien life. Some believe secret groups manipulate world events from behind the scenes. And some believe nearly every major event is part of some hidden plan. Whether you've believed any of these theories, dismissed them, or argued about them online, they all raise the same question. Why are conspiracy theories so appealing? The obvious answer is that people simply don't know enough. But that explanation creates a bigger mystery, because conspiracy thinking appears everywhere, across countries, across cultures, across political movements, across generations, even among highly educated people. So, what is it about conspiracy theories that makes them so attractive? To answer that question, we need to look at something the human brain does every second of every day. It explains things. Your brain is constantly searching for causes. Why did this happen? Who caused it? What does it mean? What's really going on? In fact, one of the brain's most important jobs is turning a confusing world into a story that makes sense. Imagine you're walking through a forest thousands of years ago. You hear something rustling in the bushes. It could be the wind, could be a rabbit, or it could be a predator. Your brain doesn't like uncertainty. It wants an answer. It wants it fast. Because in a situation like that, waiting for perfect information could be dangerous. So, over thousands of generations, humans evolved to become incredibly sensitive to patterns, threats, and hidden causes. We're natural explanation machines. Most of the time, that's a good thing. It's how we solve problems. It's how we learn. It's how we survive. But there is a downside. Sometimes we find patterns that aren't actually there. People see faces in clouds, shapes in random objects, hidden meanings in coincidences. Our brains are so good at connecting dots that sometimes we connect dots that don't actually belong together. And when life becomes uncertain, that tendency gets even stronger. Psychologists have found that people become more likely to perceive patterns when they feel anxious, uncertain, or lacking control. The less certain we feel, the harder the brain searches for explanations. Because uncertainty is uncomfortable. Nobody likes not knowing. Nobody likes unanswered questions. And almost nobody enjoys feeling powerless. Which helps explain why conspiracy theories can feel so compelling. A conspiracy theory doesn't just offer information, it offers closure. Compare these two explanations. We don't know why this happened. And someone made this happen. One leaves the mystery open. The other closes the case. Even if evidence is thin, the explanation itself can feel satisfying. The pieces appear to fit all together. The uncertainty starts to fade. The story makes sense. And in a world that often feels confusing, that's a powerful thing. Because modern life is filled with uncertainty. Economic crashes, political conflict, wars, pandemics, rapid technological change. Every day we're flooded with information, much of it contradictory. And the more uncertain the world feels, the more attractive simple explanations become. Not necessarily because they're true, but because they make a chaotic world feel understandable. And that's where conspiracy theories become especially powerful. Because they don't just offer explanations, they offer something even more comforting. The feeling that someone or something is in control. At first glance, conspiracy theories seem like they should make people more afraid. After all, if you believe powerful groups are secretly manipulating the world, that sounds terrifying. But psychologically, something more complicated is happening. Because many conspiracy theories don't increase fear, they organize it. Think about which of these possibilities feels more unsettling. A secret group is controlling events behind the scenes, or nobody is controlling anything at all. The second possibility is often much harder to accept, because that means terrible things can happen without a mastermind, without a plan, or without anybody pulling the strings at all. Sometimes economies crash because millions of people make bad decisions all at the same time. Sometimes governments fail because they're disorganized. Sometimes disasters happen because of incompetence instead of intention. And sometimes bad things happen for no satisfying reason at all. But randomness is difficult for the human mind to tolerate. We prefer causes, we prefer motives, we prefer stories and reasons. A conspiracy theory transforms all of this chaos into intention. Suddenly, there are villains. There are motives. There is a hidden plot. The events become understandable, and understanding creates a feeling of control. Not actual control, but psychological control. Researchers have repeatedly found that people are more likely to endorse conspiracy theories during periods of uncertainty, instability, and social disruption. When the world becomes difficult to predict, people naturally search for explanations that restore order. And conspiracy theories are very good at creating order. A messy reality becomes a simple narrative. Instead of dozens of interacting causes, there is one cause. Instead of uncertainty, there is certainty. Instead of confusion, there is clarity. The story may be wrong, but it feels complete. Imagine trying to understand a massive economic crisis. There are thousands of variables: global markets, government policy, consumer behavior, interest rates, supply chains, human psychology. It's incredibly complicated. A conspiracy theory offers a shortcut. One group caused it. Case closed. The complexity disappears. The uncertainty disappears. The anxiety begins to fade. And that's the part many people misunderstand. Conspiracy theories often function less like investigations and more like emotional coping mechanisms. They reduce the discomfort created by uncertainty. If conspiracy theories were only about explaining the world, most of them would disappear the moment better evidence came along. But that's often not what happens. In many cases, people become more committed over time. So what's going on? The answer is that conspiracy theories don't just explain events, they create communities. Think about what happens when someone discovers a conspiracy theory that resonates with them. At first, it's just an idea, a possible explanation, a new way of looking at the world. But then something else happens. They find other people who see the world the same way. Online forums, social media groups, podcasts, communities built around this shared belief. And suddenly the theory becomes more than just an explanation. It becomes a social identity. Humans have always formed groups around shared stories: religion, political movements, sports teams, national identities. Conspiracy communities often follow the exact same pattern. There are insiders, there are outsiders, there are believers, there are skeptics. And perhaps most importantly, there is the feeling of possessing special knowledge, the feeling that you've been given something others have missed. That feeling can be incredibly rewarding. After all, most people enjoy being right, but many people enjoy feeling like they've discovered some hidden truth even more. And once a belief becomes tied to an identity, changing that belief becomes much harder, because now you're not just questioning an idea, you're questioning your community, your friendships, your sense of belonging, and your place in the world. Imagine spending years inside a group built around a shared belief. You've made friends, you've had conversations, you've built relationships. You've become part of something larger than yourself. Walking away no longer means abandoning a theory. It means abandoning your tribe, and humans are remarkably reluctant to do that. Contradictory evidence isn't always processed as a correction. Sometimes it's processed as an attack. It's about identity, and identity is powerful. Sound familiar? The overlap isn't accidental. The need for certainty, the need for meaning, the need for belonging. The need to feel connected to something larger than yourself. Why do we love conspiracy theories? Part of the answer is that they provide explanations. Part of the answer is that they create a feeling of control. And another part of that answer is that they offer something every human being is searching for: meaning. If you were born in a different place at a different time, surrounded by different information, which conspiracy theories would make perfect sense to you? And how would you know the difference? What conspiracy theories are you most interested in? What kind of rabbit holes have you fallen down in the past? Let me know in the comments below. And stay tuned for next week's video.